Welcome to another episode of Automation where we try to build the fastest car in the world. So today we need to make a new car that is capable of achieving 295 kilometers per hour and for each trim 280 kilometers per hour. So last time when we set off, we were managing actually pretty well. It went fine. The economy is, well, even though the luxury market is dipping a bit, the rest of the economy is still going a bit better. So I'm pretty positive that we can do well. We also invested some funds into R&D, so hopefully that will also benefit us, and we have familiarity in many aspects that will help us also to achieve a more efficient R&D development or engineering development. So let's now just go ahead and start developing this car. So in this episode I will do it slightly different. I will cut away a lot of the scenes that really are into building the car in order to show more of the tycoon gameplay. So also for this case I sped up the entire process, so not to annoy you and bore you. And over here you can see the finished car. So I actually managed to do pretty well. We managed to actually get to the desired top speed, so that's all fine. Now the only thing that we need to do from this car is to actually copy it and make a new trim that is more let's say drivable and actually a better car in general. So in order to do that, we're going to also change the engine a bit. Of course, we can try to make the layout also a bit different, but the engine first, just clone it, and then we start making a underpowered or lower powered variant of the same engine. So I keep the DCOE, and well, we probably need a bit less exhaust capabilities. So with tubular should be fine. These settings, we could maybe change the, let's see, maybe we can get away with just cast stuff if we tune down the engine a bit, like the stroke. If we lower that a lot, it will increase our reliability, and perhaps we can get away with some cheaper internals. But let's also reduce the cam profile a bit, and yeah, quality we can tune down in order to save some funds, so that should be able to help us a bit. Quality down. And this is of course all compared to the previous engine that I built for the record car that should be able to beat the fastest car in the world. So the engine is finished. We can now just resume designing the rest of the car, which should now be of course fairly easy, considering that I already did the majority of the work for the record breaking car. We might need a bit more power, but let's see whether this helps. Yeah, we're well above 400 horsepower now, so I hope that this will be enough. We still have to resort to the super leaded, I think. Yeah, the 4-barrel was not going to help, so let's stay with the DCOE. We could definitely keep a performance filter in. These are not designed to be cheap cars in the first place, so that should be no issue. Right. Sounds good. Okay. So we keep I think we can change the top speed to be as high as it can achieve its top speed, and then we can always down tune later, because we at least need to have like 180 kilometers per hour. Marketing itself seems decent. Could have been a bit better. Let's try to focus a bit more on the GT categories for this hardtop version. So yeah, this seems to be a correct setting. No, automatic will not help. I think it's no. Let's go back to the manual settings. Now this is all fine in a way. Cooling required is okay. Can try to upgrade the seats a bit, maybe that will help us with the score. Well, power steering, it definitely seems to help, so we keep that in. Go for luxury. Yeah, that helps somewhat, but it's very expensive though. Let's put in a progressive spring, so that will help us also get more comfort levels. Try to adapt the springs again a bit, see whether we can do a bit better in these categories. I mean, we should definitely try to get the best out of this with the current settings, and we can always lower or increase the price. It all depends on the demands that these cars will ultimately have. At this point it's of course mostly fine-tuning and checking that everything is in order or could still be optimized further. For example, do better brakes help here or not at all? It's all stuff that we can now still do whilst in the design phase. So this car is also finished, it can achieve the speed designed. Now let's go for another version, the convertible version of this car. So hopefully that one will be able to sell in different market categories, like the, I don't know, super convertible maybe, or the sports convertible. But let's see how that goes. So again, we have to choose another body type or variant and adapt accordingly. So I will again skip a large part of the entire procedure to not bore you guys. So the convertible is now also finished. Managed to get the correct speeds. And now let's start with the engineering part, so the more interesting tycoon part. So let's assign these to different engineers that I already used in the past, but it's fairly expensive, this project. We are of course using a lot of new tech, like, or at least for our company, like an aluminium engine block, stuff like that. It's still a V12, but it all, well, adds up effectively. An entire new system like the DCOE instead of the more familiar systems that we used in the past. So we have to take that into the account, but also I guess we have to resort to a lower reliability score, sadly but true, in order not to take too long for this project. So I think that we can aim for maybe 4 years is going to be too short, I fear. It's going to be too expensive, so let's just aim for 5 years. That we don't have to go all in with the money, but also it only takes like a year longer, which is still a year. Okay, then we of course assign the factories that we already have. We should upgrade this, I think. Let's upgrade it to level 2, maybe a bit of automation there, a bit more. Let's see. Now also for the engine factory, we do have again pretty advanced engines, so I fear we also need to upgrade that. So this should be okay. Probably of the record version we need less. But of the other two, we might as well just see later on and then just match the car. Oh, we have one engine variant still that I retained. We can just deactivate that one. It's no use to develop something that we will not use anyway in any of our cars. So this should all be fine. Match the car. Now we see, yeah, it's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. Demand is, still needs to be tuned, of course. So let's see whether we can get similar demand scores for all 3 variants. And now it's start the project. Sign off. So it should pay out. It should help and really be profitable, I guess. Let's see if we go for a level 3 factory. It's not that much more expensive. Let's see whether we can get away. No, for the engines that's a problem. That factory cannot meet the demand. But so we also need to upgrade that factory then. And now we should be good. And now let's start fine-tuning a bit the demand. Yeah, that sounds good. Sign off the project. Okay, and now we wait, and in the meantime, of course, we will just sell the cars that we are still producing, and we will scrap the old stuff and fine-tune where necessary, and I will see you back when the new car enters production. So We are now entering production with our new model 64. So let's see how the demand, it's doing fine. We can bump it up a bit. Should be safe. And let's see how these cars will sell or start selling. Similar demand. Now just bump up the price. Well, it's actually selling pretty decent. We're making like over 4 million profits a month. So for a company like this, which only has like these well, small factories, it's doing actually pretty decent. Reputation is suffering though. Yeah, that's what I expected. I mean, don't forget, we have been cheapening out on the reliability, so you know, to at least speed up their project as well. So that will not be a great attribute of this car. So production seems to be mostly stable, so that's working out well. See whether we still need to change. Oh, yeah, sure, we have of course now Gasmia also unlocked, so that will hopefully increase our sales. Gasmia is a big market, so if we can sell a lot there, then that will definitely help. Let's see how it goes. So again, of course, a bit of reputational damage, but not doing too shabby. Might as well just sell these, what's left of them, with also in Gasmia. See whether we can get rid of these cars that are still in stock. And we might actually want to invest a bit of money into R&D, so that we have more tech pool available and more advanced stuff for the next design that we will need to make for 1975. But that's of course going to be in the next episode. But we do need to invest here to get a better car out of the deal. Bit more into aerodynamics would also be nice, because we rely on that often to get to the top speeds required by the challenge. So we're sold out of the old car, so we can scrap all those engines that are still there. The production seems to go well, at least stable. We have some supply. Our finances are, well, doing a bit worse. Oh yeah, the economy is of course also nosediving, at least in the luxury segment. I guess we have to produce less cars or sell them cheaper in order to keep profitability. Let's reduce the number of produced cars a bit and redistribute a bit slightly the production of the 3 different variants. Yeah, of course our profit is reducing, but don't forget the economy is now not doing that great. And at some point we can of course turn down the investment into R&D, because once we achieve a next level for certain aspects, then there's no need to keep that on a high spending level. Okay, now we can continue again. And in this episode we will of course try to get to 1975. So R&D, we're not there yet, but we are almost. So very soon we can start cutting, reducing the expenses in R&D. So yeah, we can lower these, so that will save us a significant amount of money. And hopefully that will return us again into the black. So again, let's adjust to keep our profitability as high as we can. Maybe we should just reduce the price as well. That way we will just sell a bit more cars and create more market awareness sooner. Especially for gas media, that's important, because we of course hardly have any awareness over there as we just entered the market. Speed it up again. Yeah, so we're now well above a year of supplies for most of these, or that have the two different variants, the hardtop and the record version. So yeah, okay-ish. Let's again revise. See whether we can fine-tune it even a bit better, considering any changes in the circumstances. Okay, well, the economy might improve again soon. So the market awareness, that's of course good in Farina, but in Gasmia it's still below, well, desired. In Argana we cannot even sell a single car because, well, they just don't have the money to buy these cars. So profitability is again a bit on the rise, so that's good. R&D is doing well. I don't think that we can have anything that we really need to rush for the next model. And here we are. So that was it for this episode. Next time, of course, we will try to design and build a very good car for 1975. And hope to see you again next time. And please let me know in the comment section how you like this episode and whether you like that I cut away most of the design phase to not bore you guys too much. And if you want to see that return, please let me hear. I can see what I can do. Okay, have a nice day all, and see you again next time when we start continuing to build the fastest car in the world of 1975.